Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I just want to bring you a quick guide to look at the Cutpurse set, which just became available in the game. So, before we get into all of that, I'm just going to explain how to get this armor and stuff. So, if you want to get this, it's a lot like the Warhorse set, which I covered about a week ago, and you get it through Twitch drops, okay? So there's multiple steps, and hopefully I'll be able to explain it well enough so that you understand it here, but also I'll probably link in the description a article or something that will explain it, maybe with pictures and stuff. So for those of you who can't figure it out, that should help. To get this, there's multiple steps. First thing you have to do is create what's called a pros account. You can find this from the main menu in Kingdom Come Deliverance. Right down on the bottom, there'll be like DLCs and extras, and inside there you can click on pros. That'll give you a QR code or a link to follow, and you can then use that to create a pros account. Once you've done that, you can link it to your game, okay? So that's the whole first step is all right there. After you've done that, you go to your Twitch account. If you don't have a Twitch account, you'll have to create one, but if you have one, you won't have to. And then you link that to your pros account. Once you're done with that, all you have to do is find any streamer that is streaming Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and has drops enabled. Most of the biggest streamers, the ones with lots of people viewing them, are going to have drops enabled. There are lots of them. And you then just have to watch the game long enough so that you can get all 5 pieces of this set. And they're half-an-hour chunks, so it's 2.5 hours total to get all of them. And then after you've watched it long enough, you just have to go into your rewards section in Twitch and click claim item on each of those. After you've done that, the next time you launch the game, the items will be available in your shared inventory. And as far as I know, it's account-wide, so it doesn't matter what playthrough it is. From now on, once you've claimed them, they will always just appear in your inventory at the start of the game. Okay? So now that we've covered that, there is one interesting thing to note that I will show you what I'm talking about at the end of the video, because I have to exit back out to the menu to show you part of it. But it's funny, they seem to have switched around something to do with the Warhorse Brigandine, or not Brigandine, the Warhorse Gamison and the Cutpurse Pourpont. They've switched around the descriptions and the stats and all that sort of stuff so that they don't match the right sets. And well, I don't know about stats, because it seems like the stats are right, but the visual item in the game and the description doesn't quite match it. But we'll get more into that. So now let's just dive on into the suit itself so I can start showing you this. So interestingly enough, I'm not sure if this is a glitch or if it's supposed to be like that, but it's pouring outside and I went into my inventory and now it's pouring in my inventory. That's interesting. But whatever the case may be, generally... Oh, there we go. Fixed it. So generally speaking, when I do a stealth suit, it's important to remember these are light armor. You don't have a lot of protection, so I like to go with longswords. And the reason I like to do that is because the other weapon types favor a much more aggressive playstyle. You can be aggressive with a longsword, but you can also be more reserved and defensive, or switch between them as the case needs. So that's why, just personally, I think the longsword is the best weapon for stealth builds, other than ranged weapons. And for ranged weapons, obviously, not firearms. Crossbows are probably the best, like a light crossbow. Other than that, bows work relatively well as well. So there's all of that, and then, of course, some sort of a dagger for stealth kills and stuff, because, you're trying to be sneaky, so you definitely need to be able to stab people in the back if that happens. So basically, I just like to pair the best longsword and then whatever ranged weapon you prefer other than a gun and some sort of a knife. But that's weapons for it, not all that important. The suit itself, which we can take a look at here, and I'll show you briefly what I was talking about before, but the suit itself is made up of 5 unique pieces, all named Cutpurse blank, and then I also have paired with it the Noble's Belt and the Noble's Pouch, and I did that because they're the best in-slot items for the belt and the pouch. They allow you to have 4 quick slots. The belt gives you 4 weapon quick slots, and the pouch gives you 4 consumable quick slots. So just from a utilitarian point of view and the fact that they don't really ruin the stats for the suit in any meaningful way, that would be why I always include them. Other than that, I also included the best ring and the best necklace, charisma-wise, in the game, because it's important that you also have a nice high charisma, if possible, when you're doing a suit like this. And the reason for that is just, you might get caught, you might get into trouble, whatever the case may be, or you might just not want to carry a separate stealth outfit and a high charisma outfit. You might just want to have one set of clothing that you use for situations like that, and if you can make them both work, then that's great. Now, this one in particular, it depends on your different stats, but I just recently laundered all of these clothes, so this is all assuming 100% freshness and all that sort of stuff. So with that, we have our charisma up to 25, but but it totally depends on what stats and perks you have, because you might be able to get this one up to 29 or even 30 with it being a little bit dirty if you've got the right perks. So with all that being said, 25 is definitely not bad for such a stealthy outfit. But let's just go through the items other than those generic ones. So starting with the Cutpurse's Pourpont, it says, it's good to dress light for an event, but you never know what can happen. This Pourpont provides at least basic protection while allowing you to remain unseen. Has a stab defense of 11, slash defense of 33, blunt defense of 30, conspicuousness of 2, noise of 16, visibility of 9, and charisma of 14. So this is what we're talking about when I said there was a weird glitch going on. Something is weird, because in the pictures that they've shared of the set, including what you can find on the game menu, and like I said, I'll show you that at the end of the video, this is what they're advertising as the Cutpurse's Pourpont. But in the description here, it says a fitted quilted coat that honors the colors of the Lords of Warhorse. It is suitable as a base layer under armor, but one need not be ashamed even when wearing it just as it is. So, like, they've obviously switched those around. This is the visual that you're supposed to get with the Cutpurse's Pourpont, but it's got the stats and description of the Warhorse Pourpont. The Warhorse Pourpont has now got the description and stats of the Cutpurse's Pourpont. So I wonder if they're ever going to patch that and switch it around, because this definitely looks better with the outfit and matches it better aesthetically speaking, but of course it's got the stats of the Warhorse armor, so you certainly don't want to wear it. This is a bright red quilted gambeson, and they have it as part of an inconspicuous suit, so that's an interesting bug that I assume they're going to do something about at some point. But the other parts of the actual Cutpurse's outfit are the Cutpurse's gloves. It says bare hands are best for delicate work, but sometimes it's better to protect them at least a little. And then thin gloves made of deerskin are ideal. We have a stab defense of 3, slash defense of 6, blunt defense of 8, conspicuousness of 30, noise of 20, visibility of 9, and charisma of 21 for this one. So pretty solid gloves. Previously, the Knacker's gloves are probably the best stealth gloves, but these ones are honestly better, so they're good to go for. The Cutpurse's hood is the first time we get a raised hood. I know a lot of people definitely wanted that to be a feature in this game, the ability to raise your hood up and down. I totally thought it was going to be, and I was surprised when it's not. When I found out it's not, so at least now we have one where it is set to be up all the time, so you can at least choose one hood that covers your head. It says ordinary people wear hoods as protection from wind, cold, sun, and rain, but some people wear hoods to protect themselves from the eyes of other people. Stats on this one are a stab defense of 2, slash defense of 3, blunt defense of 4, conspicuousness of 0, noise of 6, visibility of 9, and charisma of 17. So definitely a very good stealthy hood option. Then for our pants, we have the Cutpurse's hose. It says, where hands fail, strong legs must step in. These pants won't help you run any faster, but at least they won't give you away when you're hiling in a pile of manure. Stab defense of 2, slash defense of 2, blunt defense of 3, conspicuousness of 6, noise of 13, visibility of 9 on these. Then, of course, lastly, we have the Cutpurse's shoes. It says, neat hands and quiet footwear are essential for success. Stab defense of 2, slash defense of 3, blunt defense of 2, conspicuousness of 0, noise of 14, visibility of 9, and a charisma of 8. So all in all things being considered, this is definitely a good suit of armor if you're looking for stealth. Now, mind you, like I said, I wish they'd switch the visuals for the Warhorse and the Cutpurse Pourpont, because obviously they're backwards, and that looks a lot better for a Cutpurse than this does. But still, even with that being said, our stats are not bad. So we'll just go down our regular stats first. We've already covered charisma, with everything being considered, all clean and all that sort of stuff. We're at 25, but with the right perks and stuff and condition for the apparel, you might be able to get that up higher. But still, 25 is not bad. After that, we have a total weight of this armor, and now that's not counting this extra Pourpont I have in my inventory or the weapons. It's just 14.4 pounds for all of the stuff we have equipped. So that's not bad at all. But, it makes sense because we're not wearing any heavy armor. And it's easy to see how it could be that light, because our Cutpurse's Pourpont is our heaviest item, and that's only 9.4 pounds, which is significantly lighter than a lot of gambesons are in this game, and all the rest of the pieces are less than a pound each, so very, very light stuff. Our value for this suit, again, not counting weapons or anything extra, is 3,040 groschen, so definitely very cheap, but again, it's important to remember it is just a set of basic clothing. We're not wearing any armor or anything fancy or nobleman's-esque. It's all fairly basic. As far as the combat protection stats on this suit of armor, if you look down right here under the armor section, you can see that we're hovering right around what is pretty standard for light armor in this game. We have an average for the head armor of 40.3, for the body is 65.7, the arms are 43.3, and the legs is 41.7, giving us an overall average armor rating, or AAR, of 47.75. 25, which sounds really low compared to a lot of the stuff that I've covered on this channel, but keep in mind, I've been covering heavy suits of armor, things that are designed to be put into a fight and be battered and not let you die. This is light armor. It's very different than that. And right around 50 for the AAR is pretty much what I've found to be the sweet spot, I would say, for light armor in this game. Basically, it will give you a teeny tiny little bit of protection, so you could take maybe 1 or 2 hits, but if you're especially against like piercing damage, you're pretty much going to start taking damage immediately in a suit of armor like this. That being said, I actually, once I got, 50 or 60 hours into the game, which is, I'm sitting at 216 right now, so I've been playing it for a while already. The game is a bit easy, if I'm going to be honest. That's what makes me really want hardcore mode added as soon as possible, and for it to actually be hardcore, because the game is a bit too easy. Even facing off against like 6 opponents at once you're good enough at the combat, especially if you've got heavy armor on and a longsword, it doesn't matter. That it's easy to win pretty much any fight in this game now, which sucks because the first game never got as easy as this one is, which I know a lot of people complained about that and they didn't like it, but still, I'm hoping hardcore mode really addresses this. But still, the way that I've been addressing it is I've been going in basically just running around in light or medium armor everywhere when I'm doing missions and exploring, because it makes it so that running into 2 or 3 enemies is still somewhat of a challenge, or at least has the potential to be. So, with all that being said, the light armor is definitely one way to approach that. Overall, I'd say stats on this one are not bad at all. So if you look down at our stealth stats, which I probably should have talked about before going into that big tangent, are nice and low. So we have a conspicuousness of 16, noise of 15, and visibility of 20. It's not the lowest I've ever seen with a full outfit, but it is pretty close considering everything else. We've got halfway decent stats. Like I said, we're right around 50 for the AAR. Our charisma's at 25. So considering those two things, this is not bad, And now, obviously, you could take the golden cross ring and the golden ring with garnets off, and you would drop your charisma down to 20, but you would improve your conspicuousness, noise, and visibility a little bit. That being said, I think the difference is negligible enough, really just affecting your visibility by a couple points, that the extra charisma is definitely worth it. So that is pretty much it for stats. I'd say that I can't quite call it the absolute best suit of stealth clothing in the game as far as if you want to be a ninja or something like that, but it's definitely close. And when you consider all the factors, it probably is the best, because the ones that you could possibly get lower noise, conspicuousness, or visibility with this, it would be hard to balance all 3 this low, and then you would have less protection and certainly less charisma. So when all things are considered, it probably is the best suit of stealth clothing in the game. I really enjoy the fact that Warhorse Studios has added in these multiple different unique sets that once you get them linked, you can have them in your chest right away at the beginning of the game. It kind of helps simulate a new game plus on a new playthrough, and I think it's just nice for people that like having stuff right away at the beginning of the game and don't want to have to go murdering people, I suppose. Because first thing I do when I start off a new Kingdom Come Deliverance game is usually go around and start, finding any bandit that I can and making them wish they had never chosen that life. But anyway, with all that being said, let's go to the menu so I can show you the other thing I was talking about. All right, so once we're on the menu, here's a couple things to talk about. So when I was talking at the beginning about how to find the pros account, if you go under DLCs and extras here, you can find pros right here. And if you click on that, you'll be able to make your pros account and all that sort of stuff. And then when you go into all your rewards, you'll be able to find the various rewards you have. And so, that's interesting. My pros account, it wouldn't let me click on it because it says I'm offline, which is weird. Maybe pros is down because people are talking about the thing that I was already talking about. But dang, I can't show you the thing I wanted to show you then because you see it visible in here, which is interesting because that might mean that if they take pros down or whatever, we'll no longer have access to the Brunswick set, which was in here, which should be a part of this. Or no, wait, no, I guess it's not because you have to find those. Those are in-game quest rewards. So the things that you'll find in here are just the things that will automatically be in your inventory. So the Master Huntsman set, and then normally the Warhorse set, and now the Cutpurse set would be found in here. But anyway, I was going to show you something there, but considering I currently don't have access to it because the internet's down or pro servers are down, which I'm guessing, like I said, is probably because they're switching this bug I was just talking about. But now I'll just leave you with a couple screenshots of the outfit in its entirety in HD. Keep in mind, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, the drops are only available until the 18th, so if you want to get them over on Twitch, don't wait, go do it now. That's all for today, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.